Last week's blackouts put millions in the dark. But as KPIX5's Andria Borba reports, the utility is laying out a plan to do better. Andria?
Well, Alan, Veronica, they were taken to task by the CPUC for not having that plan in place already when they pulled the plug last week. Inside the California Public Utilities Commission this afternoon, heat from commissioners at Pacific Gas and Electric and its handling of the public safety power shutoff.
You said we need to get there. You need to get there now, not at the end of the year. How many counties have you talked to since last week? How many county managers or how many direct EOC managers have you already called and said, oops, we blew it, but we're going to have a better relationship and it's going to start today?
President and CEO of PG&E didn't pull any punches either, fighting back against the perception that the utility giant pulled the power plug simply to save itself more liability.
I have heard and read a lot of skepticism about our actions. I hear skepticism about whether the shutoff was truly necessary and whether the scope was too large. Skepticism that we did this to save our own skin rather than for public safety. The fact is that we did this for one reason, and that is safety.
Johnson said more than 100 different sections of PG&E power line were damaged in the wind event. More than 700,000 customers, or 2 million Californians, lived without power. With offers from San Francisco and San Jose to buy their portion of the PG&E electrical grid, one commissioner had a pointed question for Johnson.
Is your lack of preparedness and consideration for your customers a reflection that fundamentally you believe that you are entitled to them instead of having the privilege to serve them? Do you think the lack of care you had for your customers merits you retaining them as your customers?
I don't believe anybody should think, and I certainly do not think that you're entitled to your customers.
Now, another PG&E exec made it official today. The utility will not be offering reimbursements to any of its customers for any losses incurred during that power shutdown. Live in San Francisco tonight, Andria Borba, KPIX5.
In the midst of all of this, PG&E says it needs to raise rates. The utility says a typical resident will pay an extra $9 a month. The average electric bill would then be about $130. The latest rate hike would start in January if the PUC signs off.